So, I guess it's time. It's been several months that you've heard about a project, a lag tool test for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. After long-lasting months of tests on streams or tournaments, such as Knife Wars, Wanted Online, or even Tilted Together, it is now time for us to let you use SableDetect. SableDetect is a tool that uses the principle of a man-in-the-middle attack. The principle is pretty simple. Let's take Alice and Bob, who play together online on their respective Switch. Network packets transit on the network between the two consoles. SableDetect, like a spy, observes the messages that the consoles send to each other in order to determine who makes the game lag. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how to install SableDetect on your computer. Then in the second part, I'll explain how to read the information that the tool gives you. The installation of SableDetect needs a bit of equipment and handling. Take your time and follow each step. If you encounter any issue, please use the comment section of this video. I'll take the time to answer to your questions. In order to install SableDetect, you need a Switch with the game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, obviously, a LAN adapter on the Switch, a Windows computer with 2 Ethernet ports, you can also use USB to Ethernet adapters, 2 Ethernet cables, and the SableDetect software that you can download with the links in the description. If you don't possess this equipment, it's useless to go further into the installation. First of all, we need to put the computer between the Switch and the internet. Therefore, you will have to connect your Switch to your computer and then connect your computer to the internet with an Ethernet cable to avoid getting false measurements with the software. After that, go on your Switch's settings in the Internet tab and click on Internet Settings. Click on your wired connection and write the same values as you see right there. I'll give you a few seconds. Go back on your computer and in the SableDetect folder you will find a subfolder called Utils that contains the installation of NPCap. Install it, it is a network library that SableDetect requires to operate. When NPCap is installed, open as administrator the SableDetect software. Tap 3 on your keyboard, then press enter. SableDetect is going to explain to you how to set up your Switch, what we already did before, so press enter again to skip this step. Then, click on the name of the network card you used for connecting your computer to your Switch by selecting the right number on your keyboard, then press enter. Do the same with the name of the network card you used for connecting your computer to the internet. Wait a few seconds and when the software asks, check that your Switch is properly connected to the internet through your Ethernet wire. If everything works, congratulations! You have installed SableDetect. Careful, when you reboot your computer, it is possible that your Switch won't have access to the internet anymore because Windows will have broken the link. Don't panic, simply run against SableDetect, select Reshare by tapping 4, then enter, and your Switch will be connected again. Now that you have installed SableDetect, it is time to learn how to use it. If the software is still active, close and run it again as administrator. On the booting screen, you have two options: Normal mode and Tournament mode. The difference between these two modes is that Tournament mode will ask you to write the name of the player every time a new player comes into the arena. For the next part, we recommend that you find 2 players that you can spectate because it will be way easier for you. Select the mode that you prefer and a short moment after the start of the game, SableDetect will show you the information of the game like this. Let's see what each column means. T is the average time between the 5 last packets, and D, the size of the packets. P is the ping between you and the player. If there is a red dash, it simply means that the router of the player doesn't respond to ping. No worries, it simply means that the router is set to not respond to ping. Nothing critical. F is what we call flags. They are the interruptions detected by the software. You guessed it, this number is important because it shows that lag has been detected from the player. However, if a player gets 1 or 2 flags over the course of a game, that is normal. It's simply the small fluctuation of the internet. But if the number of flags starts reaching 10, 20, 30 during a game, it means that there is an issue with the player's connection. The little MS at the bottom left corner is the ping to Google. This is not very useful except if you want to verify that your connection doesn't skew the results. The little t represents the average time between every packet. If this number is around 16, it corresponds to a tick rate of 60 packets per second, which is optimal today on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If it is around 45, it means that you have a tick rate of 20, which is a worse tick rate that you get when there are a lot of people in the arena. DI is the distance between the two players. It is in miles by default, but you can change that in the settings file of the software. O represents the number of packets that don't arrive in the right direction, which is an important information but isn't critical. As long as the number is green, it's fine, but when it changes color, there might be a problem. Finally, L corresponds to the packets that arrive with delay. There again, as long as it's green, it's okay. If the color changes, there may be a problem. For our streamers watching this, if you want to stream with SableDetect, please do not stream the lower part of the tool. It contains the player's personal information and they probably don't want to share them live on Twitch. Finally, you are now able to install and understand the info given by SableDetect. I wanted to thank you a lot for your patience because this software took a lot of time to get released. I also want to thank NerfZero for his work on SableDetect. I also want to thank from the bottom of my heart every TO across the world who beta tested during these months and who provided the software's stability today. Believe me, it wasn't easy. I hope that SableDetect will improve your online experience. Don't forget to subscribe, to hit the bell to get notified of my next videos, and to follow me on my social medias that are linked in the description. Thank you again to everyone and see you soon.